Had you been bombarded by thoughts coming in by the loads of toxicity? The thoughts that we really don't want. Well, today at Hero's Journey with Dr. D, we're going to talk about 3 programs that we are programmed with, unbeknownst to our parents or guardians' intentions, but nevertheless, it's still done. But also, I'm going to give you 3 ways that we can rid ourselves of the program that's been giving us negative results so we can get to a healthier lifestyle. Enjoy the video. Hi, for those who are clicking in on the first time, this is the Hero's Journey with Dr. D, here to encourage, to inspire, to motivate, and educate, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. If you find any value in this content, go ahead. Help me help you so we can help others. By liking, by clicking the thumbs up and sharing. What you do is you join with me and climb with me as we try to make a better tomorrow today. And currently what we do, we upload a fresh video every week, once a week, and we do a live stream on Wednesdays and a replay with a live chat on Thursday. And also you can click down below and we cover all the major podcasts, and click the link and find your podcast so you can listen while you drive to and from work. Now enjoy the video. But first, let's give an overview about the origins of a thought. Now you have to understand that whether your thoughts, emotions, and attitudes are positive or negative, they are still represented in the body by electrochemical reaction. That is because our body consists of 2 systems. One being the chemical system, which is the endocrine system. Secondly, electric system, which is called the nervous system. Essentially what I'm saying that our body pretty much is magnetic energy and chemicals that flows up and down our body. That is the communication of our system. A thought and emotion attached to it take shape in your body and mind as an electrochemical response occurring in the depths of your brain. In this case, the limbic system and the outer fleshy part of your brain called the cortex. The limbic system is very essential if you try to do any work on changing your thought life. It's part of the endocrine system. Not only is a part of the endocrine system, it's the center of our emotion. It's the core of our emotion. And within the limbic system, there is something that works somewhat like a chemical factory. There's 3 elements within the brain: the thalamus, the hypothalamus, as well as the amygdala. These work fluently to function effectively for our system. The entorhinal cortex, which is the doorway to the brain. Let me explain. When you read, you hear, you feel, you have experience, information is formed. And when the information is formed, there's a convergence on that information to the lower part of the cortex. Now with this information, it passes on through a doorway. And the doorway is the entorhinal cortex. What's sent to it is perceptual units that's received from your 5 senses, that's relayed in the form of electrical activity. Now, the electrical activity is forwarded to the relay station, the thalamus. Now, recognizing that this information just came from the doorway, which is the entorhinal cortex, it goes to the thalamus, which is considered the relay. This relay is responsible for the memories being stored. What I mean is that it's responsible for sending information to the cortex, which stores the memories, which is the entorhinal cortex. It goes to the thalamus, which is considered the relay. Now, what this relay does, it starts the process of activating the memory. Now, the activation of the memory, what it does is giving the alert system to the brain. It's preparing the brain for incoming information. You have to understand, this is the beginning of the construct of attitude. Now, we're not going to talk about attitude right now. That's another video entirely. But it does create the construct of attitude. Now, when it creates this construct, it starts to formulate, alert system is formulated on the periphery of the consciousness to prepare the brain of the attitude. And then what happens is that if there's a negative attitude that's formulated, then you know there's going to be feelings of negative emotions. And this negative emotion will be transferred and sent to the hypothalamus. Now, we talked about the hypothalamus earlier, briefly. But what the hypothalamus is, he's the facilitator of the chemical factory. He's the facilitator of the limbic system. Now, what he does, he's the person who sends out or secretes the messenger, the chemical messenger through the system. Now, when he submits the information, he gives the order. The chemicals are dispensed, and you formulate the attitude. But then it goes to the next person. The next part of the chemical factory is the amygdala. He's a responder. He builds all the perceptions. He's builds the library. The amygdala is the library of your emotions. You're wondering why that it's the library of emotion, because it holds things in. So when things trigger the amygdala, he may just go off because he's holding all the emotions. It triggers the emotions from the library. The book comes down and they go off. Unfortunately, for some people, the amygdala gives the information much quicker to the cortex than the cortex can give information to the amygdala. Meaning, the information that's given, he may just go, he's a responder and he reacts based on the information he's giving. That's why a good coping mechanism when a person who's in their feelings, so to speak, when something triggers a memory, what it does, it triggers that emotion as well. It's a good thing to stop, pause, and think about it before you respond to it, because you may respond in error. Because the civilized part of the brain, which is the prefrontal cortex, it's taking a little while to get the information aligned. It stores the memories. It's just that the amygdala responds and reacts to them, and often hastily. But this is the formulation of the thoughts. But the thing is, how do you deal with the thoughts when they go haywire? Now we're getting to the good part. Once the amygdala receives the information, it's the next partner that he sends to is the hippocampus. Hippocampus is like a hose. It wraps around certain parts of the brain. But what's his role is to hold incoming information from 48 to 72 hours. Why? Because it's about to burst. It's about to get rocking. He gets the information and then he sends it to the man, the Corpus Callosum. He's known as the thinker. And when he gets to the thinker part of the brain, then that's when free will activates. And that's when the decision has to be made. And I told you before, I'm going to give you three reasons, three things to do to diffuse a negative thought or to filter it. You know, when you filter something, you pretty much try to get all the negative things out and keep the positive things in. It's shown that when you filter your negative thoughts, the goal is to filter 15 to 35% of the negative thoughts and retain the majority of it, because everything we receive is not bad. We just have to sift out the negative things. Now I have 3 things I need for you to do. Ask, answer, and discuss. That's what it is. It's the bullet to your gun, the bow to your arrow, and the rock to your slingshot. It's as simple as that. Ask, answer, and discuss. These are the three elements. These are the three things that I said I was going to tell you that will help you to filter negative thoughts. This is important because these three things allows the corpus callosum, which is the sifter, it's the filter in your brain, along with the frontal lobes. If you ask, answer, and discuss, it will allow you to sift 15 to 35% of negative things and retain the remainder of healthy thoughts and not toxic thoughts. Because remember, you don't only sift, but you strain. The corpus callosum is the strainer. Dr. Albert Ellis and Dr. Aaron Beck, the grandfathers of cognitive behavioral therapy, they believe toxic emotions arise due to these incorrect and negative beliefs that people commonly think. There are three of them. One is, I must do well. The second, you must treat me well. The third, the world must be easy. What kind of mess is that? I must do well. We don't always do well all the time. A part of learning is failure. You must treat me well. Who's commanded? Everybody doesn't treat everybody well. And if you're expecting everybody to treat you like the image in your mind, you're in error and you're for a rude awakening. And the world must be easy. The world is not easy. Not all the time. So when you have an expectation for unrealistic outcomes, you're setting yourself to fall, and your house is built on unstable and fragile foundation. And when your foundation is fragile and weak, you're doomed for your cavern to cave in. So let's rewind, pull out the tape, erase the negative, filter and strain. Keep healthy thoughts and build healthy memories to pull from, and delete negative thoughts that just pull us down. And let's create the future that we're designed to have. Let's create the future we want, not the past we regret. Journeymen, journeywomen, that's the end of this video. Hope you received something from this content that I put out. And also, if you'd like to get a little bit more, look up above and click the Purpose Driven series and my Emotion series. I promise you there's something in there for you. And if you need a little bit more one-on-one time for me to help you get beyond your first move, click down below and hit my website, and we can talk further about how I can assist you. And also, if you don't remember anything else, remember this. Every day you get up vertical, make it your goal to life to move forward and not backwards, because you are important. And this is a hero's journey with Dr. D. Out!